Sunday morning. Good morning. I'm gonna wait until someone shows up so I'm talking to someone. So far it looks really pretty outside. There's some sun, a little cooler, but a lot of people are waiting for the cooler days, right? Good morning, Maureen. How are you, my friend? Oh, it's like I can see you. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? Hope everything is going okay with you guys. So, now that I have some people, hi, Coco. Good morning, sunshine. So now that I have someone to talk to, here we go. It's Sunday, and because you're the first ones, any recommendation, anything that you guys want to work in today, you have a chance to chat, to talk. Any pain that you're feeling, any stress building in some more than other areas, you let me know. Hi, Monica. Ooh, excited for the next week's coming. All right. So, one more chance. If you have anything to work on, I can always add some stuff in my sequence. So people are always complaining about their shoulders, stress building up in the neck and the shoulders. So a lot of people complain about their hips. So if you have anything that you want to share, and we can do a little more. Otherwise, we can start. Upper back, neck, shoulders. Yes, and yes to the last part too. I feel the same way. All right, guys, let's start then. I'm gonna tackle all of those parts, okay? All right, if you have a comfortable seated position, I'm sitting in my little pillow here to lift my pelvis. So bring your hands to your knees and just start to notice your body, paying attention. And I know sometimes it's hard to be here. Sometimes it's hard to close your eyes. Hi, Gary. Good morning, my friend. Low back. Yep. Okay, hands. And people that have low back issues, sitting down, it can be really tough because this is one of the reasons that we have low back. Too much sitting, okay? We're not going to stay here for long, so bring your hands to your knees, resting while you can, and checking with your breath. Checking with the noises outside of you, checking with the smells on the outside, checking your sit bones, becoming heavier, of course, towards the earth. Check with your spine, see if they can be long and your neck can be extended so the top of your head is moving towards the sky. Notice if every exhale you can ground towards a peaceful with less controlling tension in the body. And you probably know already by now where you build more tension. Usually the shoulders and the neck is one of the biggest, the most famous one. So if that's where you build the tension, focus in that area and keep relaxing, keep telling it's okay. It's okay to let go. If you have very bad low back problems, you're going to focus in your low back. And you're also going to tell your low back it's okay to release, to quiet down. All right, guys, let's bring the chin towards the chest as you breathe out. Sending the head to the left side as you breathe out. Sending the chin back to the chest and then towards the right side. Again, chin towards the chest. And then to the left. While you're telling your body it's okay to relax, chin towards the chest. And then to the right side. And then head back, top of the head, nice and soft. Now I want you to start engaging your core as you lift more and elongating the spine. Take a deep breath in. And then gently open your eyes. Hello, hello. Now we're gonna kind of cactus your arms. You cannot see my hands, but I have like my elbows and my shoulders and my wrists all at the same side. Now close, bring your thumbs in and close your hands just like that. And keep your arms open without doing too much effort and without trying too hard with your breath. Just open your mouth and listen to what's the noise that the body makes as you send your body side to side, as you're twisting. You should feel that pressure right into your lungs, into your belly, and you can feel almost like an exhale that is natural happening with you, right? So what we're gonna do now is follow that, the same noise that you feel, that you can hear with your mouth open. I'm doing it with my mouth so you can hear. So the inhales happen in the center and the exhales happen in the outside. Pretty soon your arms are going to be tired to be here, but really squeeze into your palms, okay? Really squeeze into your thumbs. We're going to do 10 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now surrender your hands back to your legs. Soften your shoulders. Take a nice breath in and release your head back to the right. And then chin towards the chest, chin. And then back to the left. And without giving too much time here, to the other side. And then again. And then bring it back. Now bring your arms to the front. Left, this is my left hand. You might think it's my right hand, but this is my left hand. I'm gonna grab my right outside hand and I'm gonna plug here. Roll your shoulders out, lengthen in the spine. Now we're gonna do the same thing. You can do way slower than me. So one hand is pulling, the other hand is pulling against. So for you to move this way, that outside hand is pulling that left hand, and then vice versa. Keep the arms shoulder lengths, okay? Shoulders distance with your elbows, but at the same level as your shoulders. All right, we're gonna do also 10 here, and you're gonna feel your arms being tired because you need to feel the weight. So, and exhale, release. Probably your right arm felt a little heavier, a little warmer in your shoulder. My English today. All right, chin towards the chest again. And then towards the left. And then chin towards the chest and then towards the right. Beautiful. Now we're gonna do the opposite. My right hand's gonna grab the outside of my left. Rolling the shoulders down, lengthening your neck, and start the movement. So your movement can be like this slow, especially if you have low back issues, okay? So you're pressing the hand, you're pulling that hand, you're pulling that arm, and you're twisting. Your legs are still in the same place. And the twist can be just with the arms, if this is what you're doing, if this is too much for your spine. And if you're just plugging in, no, I'm not doing anything crazy. There is a reason for everything. Let's take 5. And 1 and release. Yes. Now your shoulders shoulders are awake. Rolling them 3 times, up and down, up and down. One more. And then reach the arms all the way up. Right hand grabs the left wrist. You're gonna pull that arm without, see my body's neutral. I'm not going this way. I'm just pulling my arm. Maybe that arm meets the outside of the head here. So you just hold here. If you have more space, you can bring behind your head and trying to lengthen in the spine and just hold your left arm here. Now don't pull too rough, okay? Being very gentle is just the beginning of our practice. And then bring it back. And I know if you're sitting in the floor, that can be intense for your hip flexors. So you can, I'm not sitting on the floor, so I can kind of straighten my legs. You can always do that in a chair. It will be much easier. Because I have space in my shoulders, I can bring my arm behind my head, but you don't have to. You can be just right here and hold, okay? Hold for a few more moments. Now exhale, release, and bring your hands back, interlace your fingers, and keep your elbows bent until you can open the shoulders and squeeze into your shoulder blades. When you look down to the floor, see how it feels in the back of your neck, okay? And then start to slide your knuckles down to your sacrum and then away from your back. Then you start to straighten your arms. As you breathe in, relax your legs. As you breathe out, relax your cheeks. And then great, bring your hands forward and let's go to our mats. Are we ready? Yeah. So I have my mat there with a blanket. If you have a blanket in handy, great. If you don't, that's fine too. So what we're gonna start in the blanket today, you grab a blanket and then you're gonna roll that blanket. I already folded that blanket for 4 folds, but depending on the size of your blanket. And then you're gonna roll it. Just roll. I have a very thick blanket, and it's okay if you don't have a thick blanket, especially for your low back. And then we're gonna bring that blanket over to your mats. We're gonna come down to the floor and lean over that blanket with our mid back. And then this is where I want you to notice, okay? If your blanket is very thick, like mine, it's going to give you a big lift. So if your low back gives you any uncomfortableness, you can fold less, okay? Instead of folding like I did 4 times, you just fold 2 times. Or you can just roll a little less so the rest of the blanket's over so you can relax your head. Now, I'm having that bolster right in the middle, like mid-side, so my rib cage lifts and I can feel more of that space. Now, separate your feet. If it feels good, more than hips distance apart, your feet are down to the floor, your knees are facing the sky, your arms going overhead. I have my elbows bent, so I'm bending my elbows and having one hand on top of the other. And what you're gonna do here is breathe. This is the practice in this pose. Breathing all the way to that front chest, to open this area, so it becomes easier to breathe during our practice. Stretching the front body, relaxing the belly, relaxing your face. Alright guys, now if it feels like, okay, I'm good here, I don't have to unfold my blanket, we're gonna windshield swipe our legs side to side. And this is where you need to be very gentle, okay? Especially my friends, right Gary, if you have low back issues right now, you need to be very gentle. So listen, close your eyes and listen to the body. See where you can go. Maybe you have a block block that you can support side to side so you don't go all the way down to the floor. So because we have that blanket underneath us, this stretch on the side is going to be much bigger than if we didn't have it, okay? So that's why I'm asking you to be very gentle. It is an easy movement, but it can be very stressful if you overdo it, okay? So you let the knees fall side to side. This is a great way to start opening the low back and the hips and the sides. So a lot can be done just with this movement. Keep relaxing your neck. Keep relaxing your arms. If it feels any uncomfort in the shoulders, you can release the arms to the sides too. And then I think one more, we have it all good. Very good, very good. And then bring it back. Beautiful. Now, if your feet are more way forward than your knees, bring your foot kind of like almost underneath your knees, okay? And then we're going to press the feet. We're going to engage the legs and the glutes to lift so that blanket can go all the way to support now the low back, mostly towards the sacrum, okay? And this is another part that I want you to focus in relaxing. The belly now can be relaxed, okay? And everything inside of your belly can be relaxed. So if this, again, feels uncomfortable, you can maybe roll a little less the blanket or finding that spot that feels okay. All right, again, we're going to reach the arms overhead. We'll do the same movement side to side. Now, what this can react more is towards your hips. Because I have my blanket right on the side of my hip, okay? You might feel that stress because it's not letting you go all the way, so you might feel a little more on the outer hip. And still you can feel in your low back, but can be a little less because you have the support now of the blanket. Now do a few more here, being very, very gentle. Relaxing your neck. And take one more. And then we bring it back. Awesome. Take a nice breath and swing your head now side to side. Maybe cactus your arms again. I like sometimes to use my hands to bring my head side to side. I like to play a little bit with my head here. And remembering that I'm trying to release control of my head, so what is doing the movement is my hands. Like if you're jiggling a ball, you do with your head, side to side. And then you can lift a little bit your upper back and just squeeze. Like if you're making bread, you're going to squeeze the sides of your neck from the center of your spine here, from your bones, all the way to the outside. You can give a nice squeeze, sliding your fingers towards the edge. I know it's not the same as someone giving you a massage, but at least it's a way of you to say hello to the muscles and maybe trying to release them. Give a few more. Very good. Now we're going to scooch to the left side and move all the way. Now to face our blankets with our belly. Actually, I want the blanket more towards your pubic area, going around on top, kind of like your hip flexors. That should be good, at least it's for me. And then you release it down. Another great way to release your low back, okay? Having a little lift in your pelvis. And then bring your arms by your sides, palms are facing up. And we're going to rest here for just 5 breaths. But take those 5 breaths really serious. really serious in order to release all that you can in those 5 breaths. Pressing the floor with your inhales. And your exhales, you get heavier, your bones, your muscles. More big breaths. You can always switch your cheeks. I have my face that way so you can hear me. And one more breath here. Alright, let's tuck our toes now. Toes tucks, knees on the floor. Send your arms forward so it's easier to lift your head and then bring your forearms down. Now, pressing your toes down, you have 2 options. To keep your knees on the floor so it's not too tough in your low back if you feel like this will be too much. Spreading your fingers, press your arms, lengthen in the spine, and your neck, top of the head is going up towards the sky. Now if it feels okay, lift your knees off the floor. So your toes are down, and then I want you to press your pubic bone onto your blanket, okay? So engagement of the muscles in the legs and the glutes. Breathe and start to send your body, your upper chest towards the front of the room, trying to slide. Now you're pressing even more your pubic bone towards the blanket. So your body's engaged here. Keep the breath going. Breathe all the way to your rib cage. One more breath. On your exhale, release your knees and then start to move as you round your back, squeezing to your belly and look down towards your chest. Keep rolling your shoulders away from your ears. And then slowly walk your arms, bending the knees, coming down here towards your own variation of child's pose. What do you mean by that? You can use your blanket from the back so you can sit here. It makes it easier for the child's pose of people that have problems touching your heels with your butt. Or you can use your blanket to surrender your head and to move your elbows on top, so it gives more of a stretch for the shoulders too. And then find your easy place. Maybe even this pose is really hard in your feet and your ankles and your toes. So I know some people have problems stretching their feet. So another way to do it is to bring the blanket underneath and between your foot and the floor. So that can make it easier for you to have like very tense ankles, okay? And then we're going to take a few more moments to surrender before we go to more of a flow. Release your low back. One more breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to need to bring this over to the side and having our hands down to the floor. You know that this is a tabletop position, so pressing the palms, the fingers down, look between your knees, press your toes down to the mat, and start to listen again to the body, see what it's telling you. Roll the shoulders back, and then start the movement that feels good for your sacrum, for your pelvis. What I'm doing here, I'm going to start by sending my hips side to side and opening my sides. As we squeeze, I squeeze my shoulder towards that hip. Now slowly I'm going to listen more to my body and see if I need to bend my elbows, if I need to round my back. So that's what I want from you, to listen. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe round, maybe arch. to your neck as you make some rounds for your neck. Take another breath to the center of your spine, between your shoulder blades. All right, one more here. And then we're gonna release the forearms on the mat. Walk them forward away from the knees, but then send your butt back. So the chest now moves closer to the legs, and your forehead releases towards the floor. Instead of tucking your toes, you can point them and release completely. Now your legs should be really relaxed. Your torso should be really relaxed. What is feeling the most is your neck, probably in your shoulders. So if this is too intense, you don't have to go as low as I'm going. You can walk your elbows closer to you, of course. Otherwise, if you're working into letting go more, let go of the weight of your chest. Maybe if it's too much for your neck, you can bring your head to the side. And then breathe into that shoulder opener. Relaxing the belly so much that creates a hollow in your exhales. Taking another breath in. And then from here, guys, start to tuck your tailbone under, waving the spine. As your pubic bone goes back to the floor, we're finding our Sphinx again. This Sphinx, the arms are down, the palms are down. You're spreading the fingers, the shoulders roll down and back. And then in this one, we're going to reach the head to the right side and keep moving the jaw, this left side of the jaw away from the shoulder, and the shoulder away from the jaw. And then gently the chin goes back, the head maybe becomes heavy, and then you move to the other side. And the same thing, the jaw moves away from the shoulder moves away from the jaw. And you breathe. Exhale, chin towards the chest again. And then release your chest all the way down. Maybe your forehead can be on the mat, and then you're going to bend your knees. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Keep rolling your shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. Lift your knees off the floor as you point your toes. Now notice the engagement. What is engaged here in your body? Okay? Take a nice breath in. And as we lift the head off the floor, you're trying to straighten your legs as the legs are leaving the mat. Again, feel the energy in the back body. Low back issues, the low back needs to be stronger so we don't feel that. So the muscles can support your back. Take another breath. And then we're going to lift slowly the chest using the arm muscles. And then finding our first downward facing dog. So our downward dog, if this is a beginner's for you, you're going to look between your feet. You're trying to elongate your spine by bringing your chest moving towards the legs. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears, pressing your hands down, feeling secure here in your hands. As you breathe in and out through your nose, maybe sinking the heels and lifting, stretching the toes, and then the ankles. Listen to the noises here that your body's creating as you're opening. All right, guys, now release your knees back to the mat. Bring your right leg all the way and open so the knee supports you and the hand. Make sure the hand is not in front of the knee. Let the hand move backwards more. And then you lift your right hip, straight that right leg, reach the right arm up to the sky. We're going to exhale, release your foot down. As the arm goes down and the right side rib cage puffs up to the sky. And then we lift again, flexing your feet, and then we surrender. Reach down as the chest moves up, the side chest, and then let's do two more. Inhale, And then exhale, release your head. Maybe you can make that neck feel really nice. And then one more time. Now here, I give you a variation. If you want to bend that knee, and maybe you can hold your foot and press your foot into your hand, sending the knee back. Take a nice breath in. Now exhale, release your hand as you step your right foot on the outside of the right hand. Slide your back, left knee back. I recommend to use your fingertips so it's not too much stress for the wrist. And then you sink your hips here. And then exhale, move back just enough until your hamstrings start to scream here. And then exhale and move forward again and open up the chest. Now slide your left toes in and start to move your hands to the left. In my case, I'm gonna face you. Now straighten that right leg and see if you can slide forward a little more. Now lift your toes and pivot it in. So the inner foot goes in and then the heel, the right heel goes out more than your toes. And then you're gonna feel that stretch all the way from the outside of your ankle up to your leg. Now you can stay here or you can release your forearms down to the mat. Tuck your left toes and then do a very small movement forward and back. Keep engaging the right leg as you flex your feet, okay? Take 2 more breaths here. 1 more. All right, now we're gonna go opposite ways. Keep pivoting your left foot in. We're gonna walk our hands to the back of our mats now. And then finding a pigeon. And because it's still the beginning of the practice, not true in the beginning, but it's very slow, so pigeon can be a lot, so you can use something underneath your left hip if this is too much. We're gonna stay in that pigeon with the arms straight, trying to lengthen in the spine as we breathe into the left hip and the right hip flexor. Nice breaths in and out. Being gentle here with the neck and the shoulders. One more breath. Now we tuck the right toes under. And then we walk away from the pose slowly. We find ourselves in the tabletop again. Press your hands and we're going to do a round of cat and cow. Look towards the belly, puff out the upper back, and then release the belly, lift the tailbone and sending the chin forward. All right, one more time. Exhale, round, chin towards the chest. Inhale, sending the face forward, shoulders back, tailbone up. Awesome. Now it's the right knee that's going to move forward. The right hand's going to stay. You're going to lift the left hip. So I'm not doing the same side as the other side. Find your balance. Left leg lifts. Left arm goes up. As you find your balance, you breathe in and breathe out. When you're ready, you release your foot down and your hand is moving the direction of the floor too. And then the middle of your side is going to go up towards the sky as you press your right knee down to the floor. Let's do 3 more of those. Inhale, soften through your right shoulder. Exhale, move your hand down as you press your knee on the floor. Inhale, reach, breathe. Exhale, lower. Breathe. Inhale. And then we exhale. Last one. Awesome. You have the idea of just bending the knee and holding it here. If you try to grab your foot, you press your foot into your hand to open that chest, shoulder, and leg. And then exhale, release. As you step your left foot on the outside of the left hand, move the knee back, fingertips on the floor. Sinking the hips, open up the chest, breathe. And then we exhale, we send the butt back just enough. And then we reach forward again. Alright guys, tuck the back toes, pivot your foot all the way in, walk your hands to the right, slide your left foot forward where the body feels okay, and then pivot so your toes come in and the heel tries to go out more, okay? Now you can bring your forearms to the mat and then maybe make some movement forward and back, forward and back. Relaxing the shoulders and the back of your neck. Taking one more. And then we bring the hands back, start to walk. Walking to the front, pivoting the right knee, slide it, and we're gonna find the pigeon here in this side. Keep your hands down. Remember, pigeon, the knee is out, that foot is in. It doesn't have to be much. I have a very small pigeon here happening, but you can have a supported pigeon with something underneath that hip, so it makes it really way more supported here, this pigeon. As you roll your shoulders, relax here the chest if you can. Take just one more breath. Alright, we're going to get away from the pose by sliding the left leg forward. Having our legs crossed just for now, and bringing the hands back. Bring your hands back so your hands now are going to face your butt. If you need support for the legs, you can have something underneath your legs so you're not forcing to your hips too much. Hands back, fingertips facing your butt, and then open up the chest, and then exhale round. Sinking into your shoulders one more time. Inhale, open, and exhale. Beautiful. Now lift your knees, take your foot off the mat, and bring your forearms down to the floor. Let me take this off. Away. So you're going to cross your whatever legs, doesn't matter which one. You're going to cross, and then just all that I want you to pay attention right now is your low back. Touching the floor and not, okay? You're trying to bring your knees towards your face. And now that you focus in your low back, I want you to focus in your shoulders. As you reach forward with your legs, you feel the power of your arms pressing down. So now your shoulder blades kiss and your heart moves up. So there's space here in your front shoulders and the front muscles, chest muscles. And then as we round, we kind of sink into the shoulders, right? And then take one more here. And then we release our feet down. And we come down to the mat, one bone at a time. Hold your right leg towards you. If you want to squeeze here. As your leg presses into your hands, maybe try to extend the leg. And do it again, bending the knee, bringing the knee towards the chest. Maybe swing a little bit side to side. And then we do again, as we press the leg into the hands, we extend. Now bend halfway. And then start to send both legs to the left side. Remember that you have props, that you can use the props underneath. If you have very bad low back pain, you need to use a prop, okay? So it's not too tough in your low back. So your inner foot touches the inside of the left leg, and then you hold here and just hold into stillness, see how it feels. You can always slide the leg in more. Or if you all the way, if you don't have problem in your low back today, you can go maybe down so your inner foot finds the ground. hold and breathe. If you're feeling too much in your shoulder, you can bring your hand to your side. Make sure you're relaxing the head. And then we bring back, how to bring back without tensing the back. Use one leg at a time, okay? Then you bring your foot down. Let's do with the other leg. Bring your left knee towards your chest, interlace the fingers behind you, or you can use your towel. As I always recommend to have something if this is too tough. And then as you reach it up, you press your leg into your hands, extending the leg. And then exhale, we bend again, bringing the knees towards the chest. And then again, reaching it up, pressing the leg, the back of the leg into the hands. And then one more time, we reach towards the chest, and then maybe send side to side. And then half angle here. You can start to move both legs to the right, having the prop or not. It's completely up to you. Try with both to see what fits better. And then left arm goes over there. If it's too much for your shoulder, bring your hand to your side. And then relax your head. Look wherever it feels comfortable. As there is no expectations or list to feel right now. Remember, if you don't take care of this, the rest, all the things you're worried about, you're just going to be more blurry. And that's why we get so overwhelmed with things, because we're never paying attention what the body and the mind is actually wanting to say. Sometimes it's telling you, hey, you're forgetting stuff because I want you to be quiet for a little bit. Or I want you to rest. And then our reaction is, I don't have time. We can find time, just as you're doing now. So if you're in this time, enjoy it. And find space for self-healing. We reach back with the left. We drop the feet down. Separate them to the edge of our mats and bring your knees together. Bring your hands to your belly. Watch your belly pressing into your hands, watching your shoulders and the back of your neck relax. Watch your eyes and your lips, relaxing your jaw. Now you can stay here for your Shavasana. If you have low back issues, you can keep your knees bent, or you can bring your legs on top of a chair. Also can relax you. You can have something underneath your sacrum. Now, if you have props at home, if you want to use it, especially for the low back, I recommend having something underneath your knees. And with the same blanket, what you can do is to have the rest of the blanket over and a little bit of the blanket like curled up to support your neck. So it gives you a little support for the neck and also a nice support for the rest of the back. I have a very comfortable blanket, so. And then the arms can be by your sides. finding the place that suits you, your body, so you can just honor all the things that you open today, the things, the parts of you that you strengthen today. And just let it all sink in. Start from your toes and the front of your feet, the bottom of your feet, your low legs, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your belly and your chest, your shoulders, your elbows and your fingers, your upper back, your mid back and your low back, your glutes, the back of your legs, the back of your knees, your heels. You can keep scanning the back of the body and the front of the body until all becomes still. Separating your lips so you can melt the whole face, the muscles and the bones and the fibers and the skin. Because now you're aware of all the parts of you that don't have to have any awareness to function, but just a deep appreciation and gratitude. Like you don't have to force yourself to breathe right now. You don't have to force yourself to have your heart beating. You don't have to force your cells to exchange, renew. You don't have to force your blood to move up and down, your heart to pump. All you have to do is be still. And right now, appreciate everything that you are. Because everything that you are is in this present moment, is in this present breath, is in this present beat of your heart. It's not in the future, and it's not in the past. So enjoy each breath. Enjoying this moment of stillness. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Mark, Mary, Mui, all the ones that joined later and I didn't see. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I really hope to see all of you soon. Namaste.